Jan Salaisilu, Arami Hofaloisu. Kishan, just trying to re-spool your memory, go back. You told me that as a 4-year-old child, you were begging on the streets of Nepal, Kathmandu.
Mm-hmm.
Then you were working in a tea stall. Then you were down with pneumonia. Then you were put in a hospital. And then it's a turbulent childhood.
That is correct.
Right?
Yep.
What are the memories that you have of your childhood?
Well, although most of my memories during my first 5 or 6 years of my childhood was rough, it was a roller coaster ride for me, so to speak. But again, during that time when I was separated from my dad and mom, only was left alone with my sister. She was my older sister, and even though I was going through a lot of rough times, she was there for me. She took care of me.
In Kathmandu?
In Kathmandu. She worked as a maid. She worked as a servant. She did whatever she could to feed me and take care of me.
And you were also working in a tea stall?
I was also working in a tea stall.
What did you do, basically?
Washing dishes and serving tea.
What was your age then, about 4, 5, 6?
About 4.5, 5 years old. Yes.
And then apparently you also begged on the streets of Kathmandu?
Once I got sick, working in the restaurant, barefoot, no clothes, and slept on a hard marble table during winter time, and got sick, so sick that I could not even work anymore. I got fired from the restaurant because I could not work anymore. That's when I resorted to begging, because I was hungry, I was starving. During that time, at least when I was getting a couple of meals a day to eat while I was working in the restaurant. Once I got kicked out of it, I had no job, nowhere to go. Sister was too poor to take care of me, and she was not rich, and we didn't have anybody to look after but each other. She did her best, but her best wasn't at that point, at her age, given the situation, what she was doing. There was nothing she could do more than what she had already done. Therefore, I ended up in a hospital with pneumonia. That's where God worked his miracle in my life. After several months of staying in the hospital, sister come to visit me twice. First time she come to visit me just to visit her brother. Second time around when she came to visit me, she came and said, "I'm going home." At that point, she asked me, "Let's go with me." I'm behind a metal gate. She's outside the gate. The gatekeeper was at the hospital. I'm a patient. She doesn't have money to get me out of the hospital. All I could say was, "Sister, there's no way I can climb this fence or jump this wall and come home with you. This gatekeeper is not going to let me get out of here without all this unpaid bill." With much sorrow and sadness, all I could do at that point was look at her from the metal gate, tears in my eyes, and I said, "Bye, sister." And that was the last time I saw her.
মই দৰ্শকৰ জ্ঞাতাৰ্থে কৈ দিওঁ যে কৃষ্ণে কৈছে যে 4.5 বছৰ মানত বয়সমানত তেওঁ কাঠমাণ্ডুলৈ বাইকৰ লগত গৈছিল আৰু তেতিয়া তেওঁ এখন চাহৰ দোকানত তেওঁ কাম কৰিছিল আৰু তেখেতেও তেনেকৈ কাম কৰিছিল। তাৰপিছত চাহৰ দোকানত কাম কৰি থাকোঁতে তেখেতে বেমাৰ হ'ল, হস্পিটেলত গ'ল। 3 মাহমান থকাৰ পিছত মায়াদেৱী এদিন আহিছিল তেওঁৰ ওচৰলৈ লৈ যাবলৈ, অসমলৈ যাম বুলি, কিন্তু তেওঁৰ গেটৰ হস্পিটেলৰ পৰা ওলাব নিদিলে কাৰণ তেওঁৰ পইচা নাছিল হস্পিটেলত বিল ভৰিবলৈ। মায়াদেৱীৰ লগত তেতিয়াই তেওঁলোকৰ বিচ্ছিন্ন হৈছিল। তাৰপিছত আপুনি then after that what happened after the hospital?
As per the hospital situation, I didn't see my sister anymore. I kept on wondering if somebody would ever come back and get me or not. I stayed in the hospital quite a bit. I think it was about 90 days or more. Since nobody came to claim me at the hospital, it was run by Christian missionary doctors at that time. They called a Christian children's home in Nepal, in Kathmandu, and said, "Hey, we got this kid. Nobody's come to claim him. Are you guys interested in him?" The very next day, Mr. and Mrs. Mendes, who ran the orphanage, came and took me into their children's home and gave me a home that I never had before.
That is the story, the turbulent childhood of Kishore. have met about 15, 16 years ago?
We met 18 years ago.
18 years ago. What prompted you to adopt a girl from Nepal?
Because of the fact I was adopted by the children's home. Even though I grew up in a children's home that I mentioned, I was not a orphan kid to them. I was actually adopted by the Mr. and Mrs. Mendes, who actually gave me their last name. During kindergarten school, high school, and college, I went by Kisan Mendes.
Are they alive?
Both of them are dead. My mom died, Mama Mendes, who raised me, died 3 years ago. I went to her funeral in Kathmandu. Just because they were from India. Elizabeth Mendes was from Canada. He was from India. Government did not recognize, Nepalese government did not recognize them as a Nepalese citizen. Therefore, I had to change my last name to Upadhyaya in order to get the citizenship, then to get the passport. But I was actually adopted by them. This is why I got the privilege I did get growing up in that children's home.
And since when have you been chasing your mother or your sister?
Ever since I entered the orphanage. Ever since sister and I said goodbye to each other.
And what are some of your faintest memories of your father?
Faintest memories of my father was, Dad worked a lot. We hardly ever saw him. And then whenever I did see him, he and Mom used to have a little, argument and stuff. And he was gone pretty much all the time.
He's no more. He expired about 15 years ago. That's what the police records say.
Correct.
He was at the border. He was with the Assam police. And then most of the time was posted in the border areas. It's known as the border outpost. So he was away from home for quite a long time. That's what our research tells us.
Okay, that's the reason I don't have a lot of memory like I do with my sister and my mom, of course. The fact of the matter, I never saw him, hardly ever saw him as a child. Plus, when I did see him, there was disgruntled fight or something going on between my mom and my dad.
Okay, I won't take your time. Now, etia, ami ei mohamilon, ami matri umoti devik, ami monsaloi matim, Karishma aru Chayamoniye, jodi umoti devik jodi yale loi ahe.
भीड़ में यूं न छोड़ो मुझे
पर त्यागे छैन भने ओ बिटो ओ बाबा बाबा o